Tuesday, December 19th. I'm Amy Corr. I'm here with Kevin Van Eck, and we have two other pretty familiar guests right here with us today. That is right. This is our annual wrap-up with Mike and Thad. We did it the last 2 years, so we figured, heck, why not do it again? What's going to happen today will be pretty interesting.
It's going to be surprising to me because I have no idea what we're here to discuss.
Yeah, that's even
better.
better.
It's the same time and the same exact stairs, and I don't know if we're sitting the same exact way, but hopefully we are.
All right.
I don't look a day older.
No, you don't. No, you don't. So,
Benjamin
Hair for men
Buttons.
is working great for you today.
it's going to be a good one this morning, so fill her on up. Grab your coffee, water, if you don't drink coffee, whatever it is that you may have sitting at home, and let's jump into the final episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin for 2023.
So they have not yet seen the questions, but we have some reflection to do about 2023, and we're going to look forward to 2024. So for the first question we wanted to ask is, and we'll start with you, Thad, what were the trends and really what happened in 2023 that created opportunities and challenges?
I would say opportunity, you saw people really capture two things, social media and video. I think in 2023 you saw people emerge by investing in video and content and generating a significant number of impressions that created an improvement in the customer experience when it comes to posting and promoting their listings. The challenges that came through 23 I think are all psychological, right? The fear of the unknown, the NAR lawsuit, processing that and understanding there is not a tremendous amount of clarity, considering that lawsuit will probably not be solved for 3 years. But I was really proud of our team, especially you guys, and the way that you rallied and gave everybody exactly what they needed based on the information that we had so they could have confidence going into spring market 2024.
Love it.
That's great. And Mike, you have anything to add?
You know, I think obviously the challenge and the opportunity was some of the market issues where, you know, inventory was a little bit tighter, so it made people have to kind of think out of the box, work a little harder to make connections with their clients, do some things that set themselves apart. But I thought it was cool to see a lot of our agents rise to the occasion, really re-engage in the basics in many cases, really embracing their ninja skills and going out and getting the business. So in a tougher market, we performed, and our agents performed, our team performed because they doubled down and they worked hard. So, you know, the challenges creates opportunity, and I feel like our team did it, so it was kind of cool to watch.
50% of your accelerator class improved volume in 2023
It was an amazing
over
stat.
2022.
Over the market improvement.
Yeah.
Over the market.
Yeah.
Whatever, so.
All right, so I love this idea, but what I want to get from the two of you is, are there any agents that stand out to you, you know, in 2023 that you felt like kind of really embraced some of the challenges, but really some of the opportunities and made an impact in their business as a result? Mike, I'll start with you.
Well, obviously, this one's actually kind of fresh, and we've talked about it before, but, you know, at Expo, we had Will Guidera talk about unreasonable hospitality and talk about really looking at how you engage with your business and how you think outside of the box to really improve things. And we had a great story with Maureen Mubarak, who sold a client an expensive home, and they were talking about the exercise room and how excited they were about the exercise room and talking about how they do Pilates at home. And when they showed up, to move into their house, a brand new Pilates machine was sitting in their exercise room. Obviously, that was a little over the top in terms of unreasonable hospitality, but it was so cool because she really took something from Will in his talk and really thought about how she could change her business or modify things that she did, and started thinking about it that way. And I've heard that from other agents as well, starting to think about doing things differently by looking at those details. And so that was a really cool story, I thought, really awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I love it. All right, for you, Thad, does
So
anybody
I would
stand out for
say,
you?
yeah, I was thinking about that. I would say Ed Grahoviak.
Yes.
Ed, you know, over 2023, he had that TikTok video go viral,
Yes.
which was he was calling his mom. I thought that was really cool.
That's great.
But I think he defined our culture in a lot of ways. He's a very loving, caring guy, very passionate about what he does as far as success, but also in relationships and communicating that. I thought he did a great job. I know he works with his sister. He's very close with his family, but he really, I don't know, I just thought, you know, he's a very, very good guy, and I thought he's very easy to work with, and he beat his numbers. In 2023, he sold more than 2022 when the market was down. And I think anybody who actually sold more real estate in 2023 did an amazing job, because I don't want to say it's unheard of, but very few people actually accomplish that.
Yeah.
And I love his outreach too. Like when he doesn't call me, he texts me a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get videos from him all the time, and it's really cool because it's just a different way of communicating that most people don't do, and it distinguishes itself for me in my mind.
Yeah.
And you know that's exactly what's happening with his clients.
Yeah.
One of the reasons, his communication, why he's growing his business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his testimonials are unreal.
Yeah.
I think his client, he gets an emotional connection that
Yeah.
goes and supersedes the sale, for
And
sure.
he's different. He shows he's doing things differently, which is something we've always prided ourselves on, is thinking out of the box and doing things differently, not like the norm. And it shows that it works.
Yeah.
So 2 great examples there. So let's talk about 24 now. Let's move the number one question. What do you believe is going to happen in the market in 24? And we'll start with you, Mike.
So we're optimistic that we're going to see a little bit of market growth. I don't think we're going to see some crazy market explosion or anything, but we've seen interest rates tick down a little bit. We're down in the low 7s, which amazingly feels pretty good. No one would have said that a year and a half ago. And I think there's some talk that we could see the 6s next year, which again, psychologically will feel a whole lot better. So we think there's going to be a little bit of things shaking loose in the market, some opportunity being created. So I feel good. I don't feel like 2024 is going to be insane, but I feel like it's going to be a solid year when we can take advantage of it.
I'll differ a little bit, not just to be a contrarian, but I feel like spring market 2024 is going to be fast market. I feel like there's pent up sellers that haven't come to the market. I think there's a lot of buyers coming into the market, and I think it's going to be one of the fastest markets we've seen since 2021. I think that I predicted that we would be up 10%. Everyone laughed at me and says that I'm outlandishly optimistic, but I think that everyone should be focusing right now and communicating with their clients, because there's a lot of people out there looking to do business, and you want that business, and so I would not rest on your laurels right now. I'd get out there early right now and start meeting with people, taking photos just in case people are thinking about selling, because it is going to be a very good time to sell and a very good time to buy.
Okay.
I can't wait to talk to you guys in February because I think it's going to be super busy.
All right, so there's going to be, in your prediction then, lots of activity, right? So, but we know it's still going to be competitive for agents. So, what skills or qualities do you feel like agents need to be honing in on right now so that they can capitalize on this market, 2024, and what it's going to bring? So, Thad, let's start with you, and then Mike, I'll ask you to contribute your thoughts.
I would say value proposition, going back to getting what you're worth. I know that focuses on what we charge, but I think feeling incredibly confident about who you are as an agent, so that when you express yourself to a potential prospect, buyer, or seller, they feel that confidence, and you're so clear about your understanding of what makes you different than other agents and all of the resources that the company provides, that you have a 100% closing ratio. That's it. Like, you don't even know in your mind why anyone would ever not use you, and it's not out of arrogance, it's out of pure confidence. So understanding every resource, every tool, every value that you bring to the table, and clearly being able to speak it to anyone who's willing to listen, and then making sure that you follow up. Because we've all lost a couple of deals, and next year it's going to be such a fast market, in my opinion. I don't want any of you to lose any deal, not one.
All right, you, Mike.
So I actually 100% agree with that. I think really understanding and being able to articulate your value to buyers and sellers. Obviously, with the litigation and the whole issues with buyer brokerage, you have to be able to explain why you're valuable to a buyer and why it's valuable for a seller to fully cooperate on the buyer side. So I think that that's really important. But I also think it's kind of back to the basics, and Amy, and getting back to your team, really making sure you have a plan for 2024. I'm a huge proponent of making sure you write a plan and you have daily, weekly, monthly goals and tasks, and you stick with it, because it is going to be a fast market, but it's going to be a very competitive market. And in order to win, you have to be on top of the details. You have to make sure that you're doing all the things that you commit to do, to making sure that you are better than everybody else, always.
Yeah, one suggestion, just do one thing different than you normally do.
Love it.
Out of your routine, however you start the day, end the day, do something different, make it a little uncomfortable, challenge yourself before the holidays so it becomes routine before January and February. Just something to train yourself to mix it up a little bit.
It's a great suggestion. So let's go, you mentioned mindset earlier and how 23 had some challenges when it came to uncertainty. So what is the mindset agents need to have in 24 to succeed?
I would say, as always, accept the things you cannot change. there are specific things that are much bigger than what you have the ability to conquer, and being able to accept them quickly and only focus on the things that you can change. That's a big deal. That acceptance, first of all, and realizing I can't do anything about that right now, and the anxiety around my inability to control that is not going to be helpful, but I can focus on the things that I can change and that I can improve in myself to make sure that I make the most out of this market and that I exceed my goals. So I focus on the things for me that make me feel better, make me happier, make me feel more positive, because when I'm happy and positive, I'm able to be more creative and good things manifest.
Yeah, I think you have an uncanny ability to be able to focus on the positives and be able to put the negatives aside, either compartmentalize them or just realize there's nothing you can do about them. I think that that's key. I think having a positive mental attitude is incredibly important because it's attractive. People want to work with people who are positive. And I think don't be fearful, because there's really nothing to fear. Yes, it is challenging at times, but we're a cyclical business. If you're going to be in this business and you're going to commit to it for your career, you have to realize ups and downs are going to happen. And the reality is the downs create opportunities for you to excel over the people who are fearful, who do stick their head in the sand. So to me, it's, again, back to the basics. Make your commitment to do the things that are going to make you successful, to make sure that you're reaching out to clients, writing your thank you notes, creating and implementing your plan. And if you stick to it, it will pay off for you 100%. There's no question.
I love it. I love it. Mindset is huge. All right, I like this question. If you two were agents again, in which city would you want to sell real estate? Mike, we'll start with you.
I mean, I would pick Chicago because this is what I know. I'm an expert. You are all experts in Chicago or in Michigan or in Indiana. In the markets you're in, you're experts. So to me, I want to have the most amount of expertise because I carry the most value. There are other exciting cities to be in. Dallas is exploding. We have an affiliate down there. Thad and I spend a little time down there, and it's crazy. But I'm not an expert in Dallas. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not going to value add. So the grass is always greener, but the reality is Chicago is an awesome city. The suburbs, it's a vibrant place to live, and it's the place that we know, and it's the place that we've all been incredibly successful at. So I'd want to be here.
So I love Chicago, and I will never leave Chicago. But if I were to have the opportunity to sell anywhere right now with the sales skills that I've created over the last quarter century,
he would dominate the market.
It would be Manhattan.
Ooh.
It would for sure be Manhattan because aside from Chicago, it is a city of neighborhoods. All of those neighborhoods are incredibly distinct. And one thing I know about things that you want to sell the most expensive things. And whatever neighborhood you're in Manhattan, everything is outrageously expensive. So that's where I would like to sell. Plus they have fabulous dumplings.
Oh, I was going to say, it always goes back to food.
Which restaurants are where?
Mimi Chang's dumplings.
Yes.
Well, that's great. We got one question left to wrap up.
Wait, I want to know, where would you guys sell? If you were going back into sales right now, where would you sell?
That's a good question. Amy.
I mean, to Mike's point, I love Chicago because this is where I sold. This is where I know inventory. But growing up in San Francisco, I feel like it would be cool to, do that. And I go back, my mom lives in Sonoma, and I look at some of those properties and I think, oh, I could sip a little wine while I'm selling them a vineyard.
Skywalker Ranch?
Yeah, right? So I think that would be fun because that would feel, kind of like, my roots back in San Francisco. So I think
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I've got two. One is Manhattan, so not to steal yours. The energy in Manhattan is off the
palpable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many cool developments going up and some great work being done there. I think the second would be Miami for the same reason, with the energy and being on the coast and then the weather there. I think those are two really cool markets.
Yeah, well, things don't work out here, Kev. We got some options. We got some options.
I better start researching the market there. So for the last question then, you have 30 seconds. We'll give you 60 seconds. 60 seconds to sum up what agents need to do next year. If you could summarize what you've already said, if that's it, or if you've got something else to share. But
you want me to start?
Last parting word.
Okay. 60 seconds to sum up what an agent needs to do prior to spring market 2024. That would be the first thing. Just take a breather and get in the right mindset. Number two, exactly what you said and what Mike said, which was writing down a plan of what your expectations are of yourself. I am a big believer in setting unreachable goals. period. Because I want to drive myself to accomplish as much as I can possibly accomplish. And I don't mind not hitting my goals. I almost reward myself the closer I get. And if I get close to a goal too early, I'll extend it. Just because you want to see what you're capable of. Everything you do, you want to see what you're capable of. And you're capable of significantly more than you think you are if you set the mindset that you can accomplish anything. So I would put that in writing and set those goals, because sometimes that's what affects the brain, where you can challenge yourself and actually accomplish more than you'd like to. So I think, first of all, pause, write, get to know yourself, put it in writing, and get started.
That's great.
I think that took my 60 seconds.
Yeah?
We've extended. You
Yes.
got 60 seconds.
Did I talk for more than 60?
We didn't time it.
Oh, rats.
It's a possibility.
Okay.
We don't know. It was a good answer. So.
Unfortunately, I don't have a much better answer than that.
You want me to go twice and come up with something totally different?
No. No, listen, I'm a broken record on having a plan, but like having a plan for yourself.
I only said I have a plan so you couldn't say it, just so you know.
Yeah.
Some things just don't change. Yes.
All right, so Thad kind of stole my idea because I'm a broken record on having a plan. I think it's so important. But everyone's going to take a little time over the holidays, I hope, take a little bit of a breather. I would encourage you to spend a little time thinking about what you're going to do next year so don't completely shut down. But more than anything else is making sure you're putting yourself in a good, positive mental place and you have a positive outlook on next year. So you have to think positively and you have to be positive for good things to happen. Think about it. People want to be around people who are positive. No one wants to be around Debbie Downer, wah, wah, oh, the world is terrible. No one wants to hear people complain. They want to hear positivity. I'm not saying being unrealistically positive, but I'm saying think about the attitude and what you project out there. Think about being nice to people, being kind to people, going out of your way for people. It all comes back to you. But if you do that, good things will happen to you. I mean, Ninja teaches you, Amy, how did you put it? That it's
An abundance mindset?
An abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. There is no reason to be scared. We are always going to be in cyclical markets that go up and go down. And we are always going to find ways to weather the down markets and find opportunity in them. So from my perspective, you should have the attitude of, I'm going to create and find opportunity in 2024, and I'm going to do better than everybody else. And you'll excel. And if you have that attitude, you're going to be that much more powerful next year.
You know what the craziest thing about that answer was?
What?
It was longer than mine.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Always competition here, always competition. We hope you enjoyed our wrap-up episode for the year. Thank you so much for joining us. Make it a great Tuesday. Make it a great holiday season. Kevin and I are going to tell you when you're going to see us next. But until then, remember, everybody, what do we say? Come on.
We say word up.
No.
No.
1, 2,
Two,
3.
three.
You got this.